Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to my first FC25 video talking about players to sign in career mode, players to watch out for. And for the first one of at least a couple of them coming up soon, we're going to be discussing the best under 23 players in the game with the highest potential. Coming soon to the channel, we'll have the best young players and hidden gems, players to look out for that are, in the 60s, 70s that have great potential. And we'll look at many other categories as well. But today we're focusing on the best under 23s with all of these guys have potential of 88 or more. And we're starting at the bottom here with Sesko. 88 potential for him at striker. Very, very good stats. Love his pace and his physicality, being 6'5" as well. Just remember though, with potential changing to dynamic potential after season 1, technically these players could fumble and not do very well for you if you don't play them regularly or at least score a good amount of goals with them if they're strikers. They need to have good form to continue their high potential trajectory. And of course, technically any player in FC career mode could get a higher potential after season 1 if they play well, and vice versa. So always remember that. But Sesko is the first player. Up next, we have Scalvini, plays at Atalanta, 29 million euro market value. I've gone with euros because I think most people play in euros when it comes to career mode. I typically use pounds just because I'm from England, but we'll go with euros. That's a very, very good value for a 78 rated centre-back with, again, 88 potential. 6'4", work on his pace a little bit, and man, you've got an absolute world beater. Also, something to note, obviously not every player in the game has a face scan, but with the new technology in FC25, some of the generic faces look a lot better this season. However, Scalvini, I don't think it's the best cranium head that we've seen. That's the technology, cranium, but not bad. Next, we've got Bakayoko, and I'm fairly certain that's not a face scan, but it looks good, doesn't it? That is cranium doing well. We are going to see a lot better generic faces, but Bakayoko, definitely one to look out for in my Arsenal career mode, potentially. 88 potential. Obviously, he's from Belgium and plays at PSV. Very, very good pace and dribbling. Absolutely, I mean, he's a nightmare to defend against. And if you've watched my career modes over the last few years, you'll know every time I've come up against him, I haven't had a good time. Now we have our first goalkeeper, and actually only goalkeeper. There aren't many lower, I don't want to say lower rated, but under 80 rated goalkeepers with massive potential in FC25. But we do have Restes, the French goalkeeper. Very well-rounded stats. His handling maybe could be slightly better, but with a bit of training, this guy will easily hit the 80 rated mark in season 1. And he's under 30 million, 26 million euros to sign a 19-year-old goalkeeper with 88 potential. That is huge. Next, we've got our lowest rated player so far, but also 88 potential. We have Sula. I'm probably saying that wrong. Got his move to Roma, and he is Leo Messi reborn in this game. Right-sided, central as well, left-footed. Very, very tricky winger. Not the quickest, a bit like Messi, but very good on the ball. And again, you're looking at less than 25 million to sign him, although I think when you do make offers for these players, you are going to be paying for their potential. Their prices will be slightly more. Next, we've got Tell, a player that I've absolutely loved over the years. Super, super good striker, but actually just as good and just as effective on that left wing, cutting in on his right foot. Massive pace. He's quite strong as well. And again, under 25 million euros. He's got the finesse shot trait as well. 4-star, 4-star, 88 potential. Now, our first 80 rated player or more, Savinho or Savio. Adding the Enio does not make you instantly Ronaldinho, I'm afraid. But the thing is, he's got it, isn't he? He's got that Brazilian technical ability. He's such a good player. I think, unfortunately, at City, we're not going to see as much of that as maybe we would have seen if he went to a different club. They don't like, well, I say they, but Pep doesn't really like that flair so much. And we've already seen it, but what a player. And 88 potential in career mode. 88 pace, 84 dribbling, very expensive, high wages, and of course he's just signed, so you won't be able to pick him up straight away anyway. Next, we've got Neves, got his big move. He's ended up at PSG, and it was one of the signings of the summer for sure. Get his shooting up, and you've got 70 rated in every stat plus. Very, very good midfielder. The only downside to João Neves, in my opinion, is if you're looking to use him as maybe a bit more of a defensive, maybe like a deep-lying playmaker. He is only 5'9", and he's not the strongest player, but he can hold himself well. He's strong enough, but I wouldn't use him as a DM, put it that way. You want him to be playing that box-to-box role. He's got great stamina, and he's just a superb all-rounder. But trust me, train that shooting and get him playing in that number 8 role. He will be one of the best central midfielders in your team. Next, another one that I've got my eye on in my Arsenal career mode, we've got Hato, left back / centre back. Personally, I would prefer to use him as a centre back, but potentially could do a great role in an inverted false back, left back position. The downside to Hato is his physicality and defending is a little bit low at the start here. He's 75 rated, a potential of 88, but only has 73 defending and only 69 physical. So maybe playing him out wide is the right thing to do, especially at first. But of course, with a bit of training, you could train that very quickly. He could become an absolute animal. 86 pace as a centre-back. Yes, please. And the 6-foot height as well. And he's very cheap. I reckon you could probably pick him up for around 14, 15 million euros. Very low wages as well. Next, we've got... Oh, that's a difficult name. We'll call him Semir. I'm probably saying that wrong as well. We've got the young Turkish striker, plays for Besiktas. What a player, by the way. Can play on the wings as well, but honestly, I think playing through the middle is where you want him to be. At least in the save that I've got going here, he's got a release clause of 15 million. You can probably get him for less than 10. His generic face as well, pretty decent. Would love a face scan at some point. He is definitely one for the future. And also, 88 potential, one of the biggest growing players we've got in this list, from 72 to 88. But of course, with dynamic potential, it will go up, it will go down. Next, we've got another centre-back, and everyone was talking about him last season. This is Kubasi, very good young Spanish centre-back, obviously killing it at Barcelona. Another youth academy player coming through. Again, has a release clause in this save. Doesn't always mean you're going to have one, but you can get him for less than 8, 7 million euros. The best thing about him, in my opinion, not only is he just young and incredible with his high 88 potential, but he's got the 4-star weak foot. So you don't even need to train that. And he can play left centre-back, right centre-back, whatever you need him to do. Very, very good with dribbling as well. His dribbling is higher than his pace. That's rare for a centre-back, that's for sure. And again, one of the highest growing players in this list, but not the highest. That goes to Giovanni Quenda. I have not seen much about this guy, and out of the blue, FC25 drops, and he's one of the best young players you can sign. Less than 5 million euros, you get yourself a 70 rated right winger, left footed, pacey, great dribbler with 88 potential. 4-star, 4-star. Absolutely incredible. What a talent. Really excited to see how good he could be in a road to glory. Although, if you're doing like a League 2, League 1 team, of course, it's a little bit of a stretch to spend 5 million on a young player. But if you're taking like a mid-table team in most leagues and you want to go all the way to the very top, he should be one of your first signings. But now, on to 89 potential or more. We've got Xavi Simons here. You can't sign him. He's on loan at RB Leipzig. But after season 1, grab him. He is lethal. Can play anywhere across the front three. I'd argue you could play him as a striker, but cam, left wing, those are his best positions. They're the positions he's got in-game. 81 pace, 85 dribbling. Not only that, though, the 61 defending, 70 physical. You could get away with playing him as a box-to-box centre mid if you really wanted to. He's got so many play styles. He is one of the best young players in the game for sure. It's just such a shame you can't sign him right away. The first Arsenal player on the list, we've got Bukayo Saka. He's the highest rated player we've seen so far. Again, potential of 89, so he's going to grow 2 but I would argue he can probably get to 93, 94, 95 if you really play well over the first few seasons. That dynamic potential is going to kick in and he will fly up. Really, really good stats. 85 pace, 82 shooting, 81 passing, 87 dribbling, but good luck signing him. 100 million value, you're looking at 120, 130 probably. What a superstar. Next, we've got Williams, Nico Williams, one of the brothers, one of the best young players at the Euros this summer, and has 89 potential. 85 rated. He's got tons of play styles. He's gold in one of them. I think that's rapid. I think that's his rapid play style. He's got a release clause. Most of the Spanish league players do. 170 million, though. I wouldn't be paying that, especially when his market value is almost 80. You can probably pick him up for about 100 million. 4-star skills, 5-star weak foot. Unbelievable player. And again, one that I'm looking out for in my Arsenal save. Next, we've got another English player, Cole Palmer, who for me is better as a number 10, but he's listed as a right midfielder. He got one of the highest upgrades from FC24 to FC25. He went from a silver to 85 rated. It's unbelievable. What a season he had at Chelsea. It might be one of the most disgusting kits I've ever seen, but he looks incredible in the game this year. He's had his face updated, and I'm sure he's going to be a popular signing. 89 potential. Back to Barcelona, another young player. We've got Balde. Not so sure this is fair. 89 potential. I'm not convinced he's going to be that good, but still one of the best young players you can sign in career mode. And there's no doubt about it. You're going to get one of the best left backs in the game. He's just that good, isn't he? He's superb, running down that left side, but can also play on the right. 54 million value. I mean, you're probably getting a bargain for that kind of money. He's a tricky player. Not only is he a left back, he could probably play on the wing as well. He is that good. And now we're going into 90 rated potential. Camavinga. Oh my God, he's just got everything, isn't he? Again, similar to Neves, improve his shooting, and you've got the all-rounder. He's just, he's so good. Often plays at left back as well. His best position for me is definitely in midfield, especially if you give him a defensive role. He can sweep up and get you on the transition. I mean, 90 potential is more than fair, and he is, for me, probably my favourite central midfielder in the game. I think, or at least one of them. He is an absolute superstar, but massive wages. Real Madrid, you're asking for a big investment, aren't you? Another midfielder, though, Pedri, another young Barcelona player. 21 now, though, not the youngest. It's crazy how quick that's gone. I remember when he was 18, and I used to think, wow, he's going to be, the next Xavi, Iniesta, whatever. Again, improve that shooting and improve his defending. You've got an all-rounder again, but you are looking at a similar price to Saka, 86 rated, 90 potential, big wage. Again, Barcelona player, 4-star, tons of play styles. You can't go wrong with Pedri. And just like him, they've got Gavi as well, 83 rated, but he's the one I would sign. I would go with Gavi over Pedri, personally. I think in career mode, everyone loves the youngest possible. 19 years old, 83 rated. He's going to be a superstar. He's a little bit cheaper, 100% worth it, but same potential. Him and Pedri are basically the same player, but 2 years different. That's how it feels anyway. We've got Güler, so many players out in Spain. What a star this guy is going to be. 90 potential. I've used him on the wing a lot as a right winger. But through the middle, as a number 10, elite. Superb player. He's got a face scan, of course. Really good stats. His physicality really lets him down. So for sure, get him in training, get that strength up, get that stamina up. But realistically, as soon as you get on the ball with him, no one's going to get close. Superb player. Really, really like him. Up next, we have our final 90 potential player, and it is Zaire Emery from PSG. All-rounder, and guess what? Improve his shooting, and you've got green everywhere. No release clause, but he does have the 3-star skills, 4-star weak foot here, 44 million value. Superb player, 18 years old. Again, it would be one of the bargains, wouldn't it, of any career mode. Being able to get this guy for less than 50 million, I think, would be impossible. Definitely in real life, but I would be interested to see how much he would actually cost. He's got a long contract. He's not going anywhere soon. But as I said, that is the 90 or less potential players done. We are now moving into the only 91 potential, and that is Endrick. Now, I'm fairly certain that is not a face scan. That is the cranium technology, and it's done so well. Unless it is a face scan, because Endrick does have a mark. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I've got a feeling that's just AI generated, but it looks really good. Now, Endrick was always going to get an incredible potential. 91. He's a young Brazilian at Madrid. It's recipe for high potential. But to be fair, from what I've seen so far, probably deserves it. I would have said maybe 88, 89, but that's not up to me. He is definitely one to look out for if you're looking to loan a superstar striker, if Real Madrid would be willing to let him go. But 89 pace with the 76 shooting, 77 dribbling. Definitely needs work on his passing, though. Now we've got Wirtz, 92 potential. One of my favourite midfielders or creative midfielders that I've used in quite a few years. So good. Loved him in my Leverkusen career mode. He's the most expensive player on the list so far, a market value of 133 million. But get this, right? He's not the only one. This is absolutely crazy to me. So 92 potential. How about 93 Musiala? But he's got less value. So Wirtz, 133. Musiala, 128. Now, Wirtz is one rating higher. Do we agree with that? Is Wirtz a better player than Musiala? Get your comments down below. In my opinion, he's very, very slightly ahead of Musiala for me, but it's barely anything. Musiala has a very comparable amount of stats. You know, they're quite similar players. I would say Musiala is definitely better at the athletic side of the game, if that makes any sense. And I would say that Wirtz is a little bit more potent just outside the box, the shooting. I don't know. I'm comparing them a lot because they're very similar, but shooting-wise, Wirtz has 78 and Musiala has 80, so clearly EA disagree. But Musiala's only got 78 passing, which is ridiculous. But 93 potential for Musiala, unbelievable. And now we've only got one player beyond Bellingham. Who's it going to be, guys? I wonder. Bellingham with his 94 potential, 90 rating. He is the most expensive player. I don't think he's the most expensive in the game, but in this video, he is the most expensive by a considerable amount. His release clause alone is almost 400 million. I mean, how ridiculous is that? He's got one of the best overall stats I've ever seen. 80, 86, 82, 87. Get that defending up a little bit, make that 80, and then 82 physical. You've got your own Gullit. Unbelievable player. He's in the Gullit gang at age 21, pretty much. But of course, guys, there can only be one player. He also has 94 potential. It is Yamal. So basically, him and Bellingham draw for the highest potential under 23s. Yamal has an outrageous card. I don't want to say card because this is career mode, but we're looking at card stats here, aren't we? 82 pace, 75 shooting, 76 passing, 82 dribbling. But the scary thing is Yamal, at this age, he's obviously 17 in real life. He's going to finish this year's game, or next year's game technically, isn't it? FC25. I think 84, 85 rated. He is that good, and we're not even seeing the very best of him. It's frightening. So there you go, guys. Those are the best under 23 players in the game with the highest potential. In the next video, we'll do some hidden gems, players to look out for in Road to Glory style career modes. But hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time.